I've been looking over your videos and your work, and for many years, not just for before this interview, and I noticed that your differentiation is that you're very deep in meaning, unique in methodology, you play many roles, and you're constantly and never-ending improving yourself. I mean, always I see something new. So tell me about where do you get that depth of meaning?
I personally believe that no man can become perfect. And there's always a scope of improvement. The moment a man thinks that he's great, that's his downfall. And I consider myself to be the least capable and attribute only to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And I see my own videos and I do self-analysis. The best analysis is the self-analysis. And I tell my students that you watch your video and you will be able to take out faults in your video. So I myself know when I watch my videos where I faltered. So the public say, oh, it's
you'll be tough on yourself. I mean, you will be analyzing and be tough on yourself, taking notes.
That's right. So when you do that analysis and you want to improve, and the scope for improvement. And we realize that Allah's help is there. With more experience, you find that, there's a world of a difference. And every lecture that I give, I try and add new points. And I see to it that more logic is there. And to be updated with the latest work that has been done in science and technology. So when you give an answer, I believe there are different stages that I feel a person should convince. And when a question is asked, I believe the question answer session is more important than a talk. A lecture can be memorized and can be vomited. It's easy. But the main testing water is the question answer session. So when you go to public speakers who are very famous,
they're afraid of Q&As.
They never have Q&A, hardly. And if they have Q&A on chits, I hate chits. It should be live. No one should say that I've planted a question. So we have question answer session in public. Anyone can queue up and ask a question. First preference to the non-Muslims. This is the challenge. A lecture is a one-way traffic. Q&A is a two-way traffic. The main, you come to know the depth of the speaker and his level from the question answer session. That is the reason that unfortunately you find that in religious speeches, you hardly have any question answer session. So in the question answer session, we believe that when a person poses a question, you should not only answer that specific question, also the related question that can be cropped up or that can arise in the mind. And I'm not interested in answering the question particularly of the questioner, even answering the audience which is listening to me, all the ancillary questions that can come. And when you give an answer, there are various ways that you can maybe satisfy a person. Number one is maybe through the religious quotation from the Quran and the Hadith if you're a Muslim. It can be from the scriptures of the non-Muslim, whether it is the Bible or whether it is the Vedas, Dhamma part of it. The third is, it is with reason logic. And the last is the scientific facts. So when you give an answer, you try and cover as many points as possible. You may never know which point will convince the person. Even if you know the person asking the question is religious, yet add the scientific points, because many people are listening to you. So when you give an answer, it should try and satisfy as many people as possible. Giving an answer is easy, giving a convincing answer is difficult. So that is the main point, that you should give convincing answers, and people should appreciate that.
Aiming for the heart or the mind?
Both. Very important.
It's a very tough balance. I mean, it's hard to, some people when they go to the mind, they forget about the heart, and some people when they go very emotional, they forget about the mind. So balancing both, I think it's
that's very important.
It's a tough challenge. But I think that people make the decisions based on their emotions and they justify by their logic. So do you believe that, or what's your take?
Yes, of course, logic is very important. And Quran, Islam, it's a religion of reason and logic. That is the reason in the Quran, 332 times, it says, it has said in the Quran, Kalu, that they said, they asked. And Allah says, Kul, you tell. We'll move for question answer book. The Quran says, why has alcohol been prohibited? It is a question asked. So the answer should be reason and logic. Most of the religion, or most of the religious speakers, they say, Khalas, because the Quran has said we have to follow. Or because the Bible says we have to follow. Yes, I do agree, we have faith. But alhamdulillah, with faith, if you give the reason and logic along with it, that is fabulous.